Hello and a warm welcome to Unity of Wilmington's hybrid service. To all of you who are here and to all of you who are joining us at home, someplace warm and toasty, I trust. Please join me in our statement of belief. There is one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, good omnipotence. Therefore, we affirm, I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose, and I am in the right place at the right time, right now.
Everybody falls sometimes, gotta find the strength to rise from the ashes and make a new beginning. Anyone can feel the ache, you think it's more than you can take, but you're stronger, stronger than you know. Don't you give up now, the sun will soon be shining. You've got to face the clouds to find the silver lining. I've seen dreams that move the mountains, hope that doesn't ever end, even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new. That's what faith can do. Doesn't matter what you've heard, impossible is not a word. It's just a reason for someone not to try. Everybody's scared to death when they decide to take that step out on the water, but it'll be alright. Life is so much more than what your eyes are seeing. You will find your way if you keep believing. I've seen dreams that move the mountains, hope that doesn't ever end, even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new. That's what faith can do, overcome the odds when you don't have a chance. When the world says you can't, it'll tell you that you can. I've seen dreams that move the mountains, hope that doesn't ever end, even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new. That's what faith can do. That's what faith can do. Even if you fall sometimes, you will have the strength to rise.
Wow, Katie, thank you so much. With faith and strength, I believe. We all say that with me this morning? With faith and strength, I believe. And if you're watching us online on Facebook, please type that in the chat. With faith and strength, I believe, because we are joining our energy together this morning. And wherever you are, either here in this wonderful, beautiful sanctuary or at home, we are together in spirit. We know at the level of spirit, there's only here and now, right? Yes? Y'all got to talk back to me. You can take me out of a Baptist church, but you can't take the Baptist church out of me, and I like people to talk back. I am Reverend Todd Humphrey, and I am an ordained interfaith, interspiritual minister, and I am the spiritual leader of Crystal Coast Unity in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, and I am in the field ministry program to be ordained by Unity. And so in my process of ordination with Unity, I got to take a class with Reverend Mindy, and then I got to get interviewed. I took a class with Nikki, and then I got to get interviewed by Reverend Mindy, and that was an exciting and anxious experience for me, but it was wonderful. So this morning, I want to talk to you about this idea of preparing the way. And as I was considering this and I was working on it, my sister called me to tell me about my nephew's basketball game this week. Technology is wonderful. Then yesterday, she called me and put me on FaceTime, and I got to watch my 5-year-old nephew play basketball. It was so fun. Can't really dribble yet, but he was doing a really good job at passing the ball and running up and down the court, and he's very athletic. He did not get that from me. But the point of a basketball game is to get the ball to your end of the court and put the ball into that little round hoop, the net, and you score. How many of us want to score? How many of us want to receive our good here in this manifest experience of life? Right? We desire to receive our good. We want to receive our blessing, our prosperity. And in Unity, we know that this means that we are welcome and open to receiving our unlimited good. We know that this means that we want to be the presence of unconditional love, that we want to know ourselves and our oneness with divine mind. So just like Liam and his teammates, they have to prepare to play the game. They practice. They run drills, they practice passing the ball, eventually they'll learn how to set blocks and attempt to get the ball down to their end of the court and get it into the hoop. And so if we want to receive, if we want to know, if we want to be, we must prepare the way. If we want to know, to receive, and to be God, good, love. So in her book, Let There Be Light, Elizabeth Sand Turner wrote, to prepare ourselves to receive always consists of letting divine ideas come into the mind. We know this, right? That if we're going to prepare to receive, we have to always bring divine ideas into our consciousness, into our mind. When we talk about mind in metaphysics with the lowercase m is the starting point of every act, every thought, and every feeling. And so if we want to receive, if you want to receive today or tomorrow or any day, you must begin to accept divine ideas as your truth. And see, this way of preparation gets laid out for us in Scripture. If we turn to Matthew's narrative of John the Baptist, if you want to go home and look this up in your Bible, it's Matthew chapter 3, verses 1 through 3. John the Baptist is preaching in the wilderness. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven has come near. This is he who was spoken of through the prophet Isaiah, a voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord, make straight paths for him. Now, John the Baptist's inspiration in this comes from Hebrew scripture, right? This comes from Isaiah. This is Isaiah 40, and if you don't know, Isaiah 40, 40 through 55 wasn't really written by Isaiah. It's written by an unknown prophet. And they stuck it in the Isaiah book. And 40 through 55 is considered some of the most beautiful language in the Hebrew scriptures. a voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be raised up, every mountain and hill made low. The rough ground shall become level, the rugged place a plain. Now, metaphysically, this wilderness is each of us. The wilderness is our individual consciousness. The multitude of undisciplined and uncultivated thoughts and feelings. Does anybody have an undisciplined thought ever? Maybe it's just me. I certainly have them when people cut me off in traffic. Does that ever happen to anybody else? So, and when we look at the metaphysics of the way is the I am in man. Right? The I am opening the doors to the kingdom of God so that we might receive our good. We know that make way for the Lord. Make way for the Lord is make way for the law. What is spiritual law? We know that spiritual law comes down to this idea of mind, idea, and expression. The Trinity. And a desert refers to all ideas, thoughts, and beliefs of lack and barrenness. I don't think we can turn on the news and not see ideas of lack and barrenness that are infecting our world. But the truth is, if we want to know and to receive and to be God, good, love, we must prepare first by establishing in our minds an understanding of the omnipresence and unlimited nature of all producing substance. We have to know that as we read this morning, that there is only one power and one presence, omniscience, omnipotence, unlimited good, available to you and to you and to you and to all of us right now. God is unlimited good and unconditional love. It is true when we say the fullness of God is within me. Right? Say that right now. The fullness of God is within me. And so we have to repent. Right? We have to turn away from error thinking and take up divine ideas. We take up divine ideas into our consciousness, right? Because the fullness of God is within my consciousness. Divine ideas fill my consciousness when I repent and get rid of that which is not true, that which does not serve, that which is focused on lack and limitation and barrenness. And when we're told to get rid of our valleys, we're told to get rid of our inferior thoughts. Our inferior thoughts. Anybody ever thought that you were less than? Have you ever thought that someone else was less than? So we have to get rid of those valleys. We have to knock down mountains of pride and arrogance and haughtiness and self-sufficiency. Do you know anybody in your life that's kind of condescending? If you see that person that's condescending, that means it lives in you. That's where it gets to be healed, right? And so we knock down these mountains that have shown up in our consciousness so that we can build this highway so that the good of God can come forth and we can receive. Right? I told you that yesterday I got to watch my nephew's basketball game. But earlier in the week, my sister called me to tell me what a nightmare the basketball game had been because there was a 5-year-old who had a meltdown on the court, right? As only a 5-year-old can, right? Because the 5-year-old didn't want to pass the ball, didn't want to share, only wanted to take shots himself. There was a lot of hubris on that court, right? That kind of pride that is arrogant and withdraws, that is closed off, that is not open to receive, right? It's this idea of I can do this alone. Right? When we have this idea that I can do this alone, we are closing ourselves off from our good. right? In truth, when we do this, we are limiting our experience of God, good, love, right? And sometimes that 5-year-old still lives in me. It's not pretty when, a 50-year-old man has a temper tantrum. I'm sure none of you know what that looks like, right? So we don't want to limit our experience of God, good love. We want to make a highway. We want to prepare the way through the wilderness, through our cluttered thoughts, through our untruths. We want to get rid of that so that we can create the main way. A highway is the main way. We're going to prepare the main way through this uncultivated area, through these undisciplined thoughts and feelings, right? So that we can receive our good. And Scripture, we know in Unity, when we look at our Holy Scriptures, that this is the story of humankind's evolution. Right? This evolution from this belief in separation back to knowing and accepting that we are one with divine mind. The divine mind fills our consciousness. Right? It's this idea of oneness that we're after. That's what we're going to. When we know this oneness, we are really receiving our God good love. And that's when we know that I am has sent me. Now. So, I am has sent me. Now. That's just the beginning. Right? Because we want to get to this place where we get to say, the Father and I are one. Right? We get to claim with everything that we know and feel that this is the truth. See, it's an expansion of consciousness. We start in this place where we're a victim. Right? This is the beginning of our scriptures, a victim. I am expelled from Eden. Right? I have been expelled from Eden. Somebody tricked me and now I have been kicked out, right? There's this lack of personal responsibility. You don't get to stay in unity very long if you're not willing to take personal responsibility, right? Then we move up to this place of being a victor, right? I lead my people to freedom. I lead my thoughts to the promised land. Right, this is Moses. I am that I am has sent me. So Moses is a victor, and he is leading us forth into freedom, to this place where divine ideas exist. Right, and then we have vessel consciousness. Vessel consciousness is where we think that God is in us versus being one with God. This vessel consciousness. This is John the Baptist who cleanses us. He cleanses the consciousness. Moses is taken up out of the water, and then John the Baptist puts us back in the water because water cleanses. It prepares us. It takes away those error thoughts so that we can perceive truth, so that we can perceive spiritual possibilities, so that we can arrive at verity consciousness. Verity consciousness. The Father and I are one. I am one with divine mind. This place where Christ consciousness is, where we know that we know that we know that there is only one power, one presence, one power, one presence. Unlimited good and unconditional love. Showing up all the time as me. As you, as all of us. That's where we're headed. That's what it means to receive our good, right? It's not just material possessions. It's not just happiness. It is the joy of life expressing as me. The Christ of your being has come forth now to know itself as you. Because you are an individualized, eternal expression of the Most High. And so when we know that, we get to receive all our good. The doors of heaven are thrown open. But we got to build that highway, right? We've got to build that highway. So like the basketball team, we've got to practice. Right? Things that we can practice. Jesus used and taught these things that we can use to help build our highway, right? Forgiveness, prayer, meditation, non-judgment, seeking new perspectives, and taking up a new consciousness. See, these are all things that we can practice. But if we want to make it even easier, then we actually model what Jesus did. And what Jesus did is he directed his 12 disciples, right? He directed these 12 powers of man, these abilities that live within us, so that we might blaze a trail through the desert, a straight road, a highway, so that we might receive our good. Right? The right use of these 12 powers to do things like forgiveness work and hold them in prayer, to meditate on what does it mean for my wisdom to be coming from divine mind. How can I understand this more deeply? So, the thing about the 12 powers is like the players on the basketball team, they have to work together, right? They have to work together. Like with faith and strength, I believe. See, faith and strength, we work those two powers together because the disciples were actually brothers, right? That represent faith and strength. Andrew and Peter. And so we work our powers together like they're on a team, like they're a construction crew building our highway. But the thing about basketball players is they practice daily, right? The basketball team's not going to be a winning basketball team if they only get together one day a week and practice. So what they do is they get together multiple times and they run drills and they do free throws. And when they're not on the court, did you know they visualize? They close their mind, and in their mind's eye, they have the perfect posture and they make that shot every time. There's one professional basketball player who went from a 30% free throw rate to a 70% free throw rate just from visualizing. Now that, of course, right? That's our power of imagination. Partnered with our faculty of strength to persevere, to keep doing that, to keep imagining that over and over and over again. So I want to invite all of you this week to consider what is the practice? What is the practice that's going to help you tear down the mountains and the hills of pride and arrogance and hubris? What is going to help you fill in the valleys where you think that you or anyone else is unworthy or undeserving? How are you going to clear away the wilderness to know that these uncultured thoughts and feelings don't belong? So that you can build your highway. You can prepare the way to receive your good. Because it's not just enough to say, I'm ready to receive my good. Right? Because Jesus also said you have to pick up your bed and walk. You have to do the work if you want to receive, to be, and to know yourself as God, good. Will y'all take a breath with me now? Let's do another one. So I want to invite you now, if it's comfortable to you, to maybe close your eyes. and just become very comfortable in your breath. There is nowhere that you need to be except here and now. There is nothing that you need to do in this moment but breathe. So here in this moment, we turn our awareness to this soft yet brilliant white light that glows in the center of our consciousness. This is the spark of divinity. This is that individualized spark of the eternal presence that is you. This brilliant, soft, white light becomes brighter and larger as you focus your thoughts on these faculties. With faith, with strength, and the light grows just a little bit larger. With wisdom and love, and the light grows just a little bit larger. With power and imagination, again, this light begins to grow even more. And with understanding and with will, suddenly all these faculties together are making this light shine brighter and larger and filling our consciousness. And from this place we know that all things are ordered and we are filled with zeal. And that individualized spark is burning bright and brilliantly now in the space of our consciousness. And we in this moment, we release all of those thoughts that keep us from our good. We release all of the beliefs that keep us from our good. We release all the feelings that keep us from receiving, from knowing, from being God, good, love. And so this soft, bright, brilliant light fills the entire awareness of our consciousness beyond even that which we can perceive. And we know in this moment that there is only one life, God's life, and I am living it now, individualized, eternal. This is the Christ of my being. This is the way. And so now I simply sit in and as the presence of this spark, the truth of who I am. I sit in this moment, in the silence, for just a moment. sent me. Now, the Father and I are one in consciousness. And so it is. And so now, as you're comfortable, become aware of your breathing again. Bring your awareness back to the space and the time and this moment where we are in this manifest playground. Bring with you this feeling of gratitude, of love, of unlimited good. And together we say thank you. Thank you. And so it is.
I've been working hard so long. Seems like pain has been my only friend. My fragile heart's been done so wrong. I wondered if I'd ever heal again. Just like all the seasons never stay the same. All around me I can feel a change. I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. Yesterday has come and gone. And I've learned how to leave it where it is. And I see that I was wrong. Forever doubting I could win. Just like all the seasons never stay the same. All around me I can feel a change. Oh, I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. Life's too short to have regrets. So I'm learning how to leave it in the past and try to forget. Only have one life to live, so you better make the best of it.
Wow, thank you very much, Katie Deese, for the beautiful music. Reverend Todd for being here. And thank you all for coming out into this warmness of our loving hearts. As you have shared, we have shared our abundance with you. We invite you to share your abundance with us. And remember, say the mudra with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. You can make your contributions to Unity of Wilmington through Facebook, through Venmo, to sending us a check directly here, or if you are here, to leaving a little something in the basket in the back. And remember, spring is coming, and the last of our beliefs. Practice, practice, practice. So be well and go forth and do good and receive good. Thank you.
I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. I'll break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. Today my life begins.